Whenever we start preparation for any exam, one question that constantly comes at the top of our mind is कि यार कितने क्वेश्चन करने से एग्जाम क्लियर हो सकता है, कितने मार्क्स लेने से फाइनल सिलेक्शन हो सकता है. So in this video, I would be discussing with you about a good target score that can help you get selected in SEBI, and that is based upon analysis of cutoff marks of SEBI Grade A 2021 paper, and this is for journal stream. Right? Remember that this is for journal stream. सो फर्स्ट वी टॉक अबाउट फेज वन. अगर फेज वन की बात करें तो इसमें दो पेपर थे, पेपर वन एंड पेपर टू. पेपर वन बेसिकली कंसिस्टेड ऑफ क्वांट, रीजनिंग, इंग्लिश, जीए एंड फाइनेंशियल अवेयरनेस, एंड पेपर टू basically consisted of your subjects like commerce, accounts, management, finance, costing, companies act and economics. Both were of 100 marks as per the pattern announced by SEBI last year. पेपर वन क्वालिफाई करने के लिए यू रिक्वायर्ड 30% मार्क्स, दैट इज 30 आउट ऑफ 100, एंड हेयर यू रिक्वायर्ड 40%, दैट इज 40 आउट ऑफ 100. So if you would have got 30 out of 100 in paper 1, you would have qualified paper 1. Similarly, if you would have got 40 out of 100 in paper 2, you would have qualified paper 2. But overall, there is a catch here, but overall you require 40%, that is 40% of 200, 100 plus 100, right? So this basically becomes 80 marks, right? So here if you are getting 30, you would have required 50 here to make it an overall 80. If you would have got 40 here, you would have required 40 here again to make it an overall of 80. But इसमें कोई भी rank based selection नहीं था कि top 1000 को उठाएंगे या top 2000 को उठाएंगे. Everybody who got 30% in paper 1, 40% in paper 2, and overall 40% cleared phase 1, and that is the reason so many people, around 13,000 people, were able to clear phase 1. Now coming on to the phase 2, in phase 2 there was paper 1 and paper 2 again. Paper 1 was basically descriptive test on English, 100 marks, and paper 2 was the same which was there in phase 1, consisting of subjects like commerce, accounts, finance, management, costing, companies. Like this is again 100 marks, right? And the cutoff was given here again as 30% and 40%, and overall 40% again. Right. So minimum you were required to get 30% in paper 1 and 40% in paper 2, and overall you were required to get 40%, that is 80 marks out of 200 as a minimum to qualify phase 2. But क्या सारे लोग जिन्होंने पेपर 1 में 30% लिए एंड पेपर 2 में 40% लिए एंड ओवरऑल 40% लिए फेज 2 में, did all of them cleared phase 2? No. Here there was a merit based selection कि कुछ selected रैंक्स को ही, से टॉप 1000 को ही इंटरव्यू के लिए कॉल किया गया. I'm just giving an example, that is not the exact number. So if there were 80 seats, maybe they called upon, say, top 600 students for an interview, even if there were more candidates who have cleared पेपर 1, पेपर 2 कटऑफ्स एंड ओवरऑल कटऑफ ऑल्सो. तो यहाँ पे थोड़ा डिफरेंस है फेज 1 फेज 2 में. फेज 1 में whosoever cleared the paper 1, paper 2 and overall cutoff got a call for phase 2. But in phase 2, yes, there were some cutoffs defined, but only top, say, 600 to 700 were called for the interview. Then another point to understand here is the weightage. So 1/3 weightage was given to paper 1 descriptive English, and 2/3 weightage was given to paper 2, which consisted of your technical subjects. So अब phase 2 में obviously we were required to maximize our score, because this is what going to decide that whether we get an interview call or not. That is top 500, 600, 700 students got the interview call. So अगर हम cutoffs की बात करें, final cutoffs for phase 2 plus interview, they were 69.24. अब आप सोच रहे होंगे कि सर phase 2 में ही पेपर 100 मार्क्स का था, पेपर 2 भी 200 मार्क्स का था, प्लस इंटरव्यू के भी मार्क्स थे, तो टोटल तो 200 से ज्यादा हो गया. क्या कट ऑफ सिर्फ 69.24 गई? Was it only 69.24 out of 200 plus marks? No. Let me explain that how they calculated this cutoff. Cutoff is pretty high. It's not something low. So let us take an example. In paper 1 out of 100 you got 60, right? In paper 2, which was your commerce, accountancy, management, etc., out of 100 you got 75. Now since there was a weightage, it had a 1/3 weightage descriptive English, you do a 1/3 of that, that is 20, and it had a 2/3 weightage, you do a 2/3 of 75, it would become 50. So your total marks in phase 2 out of 100 would be 70. Would be how much? They would be 70. Clear? Now this is 70 out of 100. Now this is 70 out of 100. Now, interview was of 15 marks, right? Suppose in interview out of 15, you got 10. I am assuming you got 70% in interview. So out of 15, 70% is 10. Now, this 15% weightage, that is 15% weightage was given to the interview and to the written exam, that is phase 2 exam, it was 85%. So this 70 is out of 100. So if I have to calculate this 70 out of 85, right, I'll multiply this by 0.85, I'll get 59.5. I hope you are getting this. So this 70 is out of 100, but the weightage for phase 2 was 85%. So I have to calculate this 70, right, out of 85. That becomes equivalent to 59.5, and assuming you got 10 marks in an interview out of 15, your total was 69.5 and the cutoff was 69.24. So this is just clearing the cutoff. So what I want to say is that overall what we can deduce is that you need to get near about 70% marks, right? So this 69.24 is out of 100 after adjusting all this, right? So in phase 2 you need to get near about 70% marks out of 100, right? And even in interview you need to get around 70% marks out of 15. Now that depends, if you can manage more in phase 2, you can still now get selected with less marks in interview. If you get more marks in an interview, you can still get selected with now less marks in phase 2. But one point that you need to understand, it is very, very important for you to understand that now here paper 1 has a 1/3 weightage and paper 2 had a weightage of 75. Now here if out of 75, say instead of 75 you get around 70 marks. So you are able to score 5 less marks in paper 2. Instead of 75 you score 70. But since it is having more weightage, this will hurt you more. So here if your marks are reduced by 5, in English you have to increase your marks by 10. That is, you have to make it 70, right? Because paper 2 has a double weightage, so every marks lost in paper 2 will have to be compensated by double the marks in paper 1, right? So paper 1 typically is having less weightage. You can afford to make some mistakes here. I'm not telling you to make mistakes, but I want to emphasize that paper 2 is very, very critical for you. Any marks lost there is going to cost you heavily, right? So I hope with this final cutoff analysis you get a better view कि पेपर 1 में पेपर 2 में कौन सा ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, हाउ मच मार्क्स टू टारगेट, अराउंड अबाउट से यू हैव टू गेट 70% इन फेज 2. और इंटरव्यू में देखिए आप जितना भी जोर लगा लीजिए 10, 11, 12 इतने ही मार्क्स आते हैं, तो वहाँ पे यू कैन नॉट मेक मोर ऑफ अ डिफरेंस. द ओनली डिफरेंस कैन बी मेड इन phase 2, and there also since paper 2 is having more weightage, the more difference can be made in paper 2, right? So thanks guys. With this I end this video, I conclude this video. I hope this video was useful and it will give you right direction in your preparation for SEBI Grade A 2022 exam. Bye bye.